Dan Moskal here for Dan Moskal University, and in this video we're going to talk about publishing a book or your own Kindle. It doesn't even have to be a book. You can write just a Kindle at Amazon. We're going to go through the process. So the very first thing you want to do is go to Google and search Kindle Publishing. You're going to have to create an account. It's called kdp.amazon.com. You're going to have to create an account. We already have an account, so we're going to go ahead and sign in. We're also going to talk in this video about how to move your real self-published book at Amazon over into a Kindle. So let's go ahead and just start. Add new title. So the very first step with your Kindle publishing is number one, your book. KDP Select. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but this is a neat little thing that Amazon gives you and gives you the ability to offer promotion. We'll talk more about that here in the future, but if this is a unique book that you're just publishing at Amazon, then you can check out. Before you do, then you can enroll your book and use that promotion. Check out their terms and conditions and make sure you are complying. They aren't cool if you don't comply, as nobody is. So just follow their rules. It's not a big deal. So your book name. So we're going to use, just as our example, our most recent Amazon publication, which is right here and today, How to Create a Website Easy Button. This is also a physical book, but for our example we're just going to say how to create a website easy button. Now this next part is part of a series, so that'd be kind of like the Harry Potter series, or I don't know, there's other series books, but unless you plan on having a part 2 and part 4 and part 6, and even if you do plan on it, you can check the series. I have yet to check any series. The edition number, so this one, How to Create a Website, if you have kind of a technical book, then you're probably going to have to do updates to your book as technology changes. This is our first one, so this is our first edition. We're going to leave it blank. When we go in and edit it and make the second edition, then we may change it. Publisher, you can leave this blank if you want, or you can just put in your name, such as Dan Moskal Publishing. The description. Now this is pretty important, because your description of your book is your actual chance to sell and convince people to buy your book. So for example, with How to Create a Website Easy Button, earn money online with Google AdSense, Amazon, your business, and more, our book description is right here. Do you have a Google email address? Blah, blah, blah. This is important. This is very important, because this is what people are going to read about your book before they say, yes, I want to buy your book, or no, I don't want to buy your book. One thing that is helpful that I would recommend is searching. So let's say you're writing a book about how to raise kids. So search, some of the popular ones, some of the best sellers. There's some easy ways to see in Amazon. This will just give you an idea of some of the things to put in your book description about your book. Like I said, that's kind of your chance to sell your book and convince people that you have the answer to their problems. And here's a whole bunch of other similar books, or their answers to their problems about how to raise kids. So anyways, let's get back to our page. Book description. Write in whatever you want. Whatever you want. I can't spell today, so. And then book contributors. Now the book contributors is going to be the actual author. Whoops. You can write under a pen name if you choose. I know Stephen King's son did, and let's say you work in, let's say you're an attorney and you're talking about, some other inappropriate topics that you don't want your professional name to be associated with, then it might not be a bad idea to write under a pen name. So that's the author, and you can, if you have multiple authors, and write it under there. English, that's pretty self-explanatory. Publication date, I usually pick the actual day when I submit it as a publication date. Choose however you want. ISBN, you don't have to do anything here. I always leave it blank, even when I've written a real book and published it. Um, Similar to this one, like this is the real book. This you have to have an ISBN, but for a Kindle you don't. So I always leave it blank. The second step is verifying your publishing rights. Now, your publishing rights, believe it or not, from my understanding, a public domain work essentially means that you can kind of hire out who writes your book, almost similar to ghostwriting, but uh, I hope I never purchase a public domain work personally. Instead, I always write a unique book, and it's always my writing. So if it's your writing, and you haven't like given everybody else access to it or sold your writing, then you can click this is not a public domain work and you hold the necessary publishing rights. Also, just click this what's this thing, and Amazon will give you more details. So check out the details if you have any questions. So for our example, we're going to say this is not a public domain work and you hold the necessary rights. Now this is crucial. 3, target your book to customers. This is incredibly important. So the book description is your chance to sell it. And then targeting your book to customers. This is kind of SEO 101 or search engine optimization 101, or kind of the basics of search engine. Getting your Amazon Kindle to show up in the Google search results. So let's use an example here, how to create a website, because there's a guy who has his book on the front page in Google. His Kindle, it's right down here at the bottom. You see this Amazon? This is because I believe in big part because he put how to create a website in as one of his keywords, search keywords. Let's click this what's this. The best keywords are those that do not, may enter keywords or short phrases that describe your book and are relevant to its content. So this is essentially what people are going to be searching for to get to your book. And like I said, this guy's got number 10. I mean, this term, how to create a website, gets searched for, I believe it was like 18 million times a year in Google. So he's obviously getting some traffic from Google, not to mention it could be ranked in Yahoo and Bing and the other search engines. So anyways, let's get back to our book. Target your book. So obviously for this example, we'll just say how to create a website. Let me show you real quick. Sorry, this is just very, very important. And let me show you real quick. If you go over, Google has a keyword tool. So Google keyword tool. Check out this Google keyword tool. So if your book's about how to raise kids, you can type in how to raise kids, and let's see what the search volume looks like. So how to raise kids gets searched in Google every month 33,000 times. So if your book's about how to raise kids, that would be a very good search keyword to put in, how to raise kids. That means you have the potential of showing up in Google and Yahoo and Bing for when people search how to raise kids, the 33,000 times every single month. So I think you got this. You can put up to 7 keywords in. Number 4, upload or create a book cover. So you can obviously create a cover. You might want to check out the guidelines. They also have a cool cover creator. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. So this is a place where you can create your cover. You can choose a design, choose your colors, preview it. So I'm not gonna spend too much time in here, but I just want you to kind of see an example of it. We're just gonna pick some of these. Cool, you see all these different designs. So we can pick one, and then you can style it, change the font, and preview it. Play around in here. You'll have fun with it. It's just don't spend all day in it. So let's get back to our book, our Kindle. So we've got our book cover created for our example. We're going to say we have. Now number 5 is uploading your book file and selecting a digital rights management. To see more about this, some authors want to encourage readers to share their work. It's basically about how you're going to share your Kindle and let it be shared, from my understanding. I personally, and I haven't spent a whole bunch of time testing these two, but I personally usually enable digital rights management. Check it out and pick what you want. Here's a couple helpful links too, with formatting and the content guidelines for what you do put to Kindle. So for our example, we're going to go ahead and upload our book. Final build website. So we'll do, and then you just click open. This is just like putting a picture or finding something on, putting a picture on Facebook or something. So this yellow button is going to upload the book, and we're going to be able to preview it here in just a minute. But for our example, let's go ahead and click save and continue while it's uploading, because it may take a few minutes to upload and then convert over into a previewer on your Kindle so you can see what it's going to look like. Your book is being uploaded. You'll be able to continue on it. Oh, so I guess we can't continue yet. I'll show you where I was going to go with that, because the next step is choosing your pricing. So we'll save this as draft. We'll just click back to your bookshelf. Your bookshelf is all the books you have published. As you can see, here's a pen name, Willis Combs. Our real name's Dan Moskal, but this one, Willis Combs, is about dating subjects and stuff, so it's not totally relevant to how to create a website. So anyways, let's go ahead and, for our example, look at this. As you can see, here's our book cover. So awesome, we get to see right here. So you can, once it gets uploaded, it's going to upload and convert. It's going to tell you spell check. So just for example, our spell checks are CSS, PHP, URL. I'm okay with those because I don't think they're spelling errors. And as it says, it's 3 possible errors. So online previewer, this way you get to take a look at your book before you say, yes, I want it published. You can, here's the Kindle Fire. Here you can change the way you're looking at it. And then if you want to change, you can look at it from an iPad, an iPhone, and you can also download something to your computer to preview it, and you can also get your book on your Kindle. So the table of contents, one thing you do need to do with the formatting is actually to hyperlink your table of contents. So when you press chapter 1, it'll take you to chapter 1, or take the people that have your Kindle to chapter 1. Let me show you just real briefly the way to do that with Mac and Pages. Oops. Is to click on the inspector. Sorry. And then you want to check the enable as a hyperlink, but you have to go and bookmark what you actually want to enable. So for example, acknowledgements, you have to press plus. We'll use this as an example. My nephew Beckett. Then you press plus, and then you see it show up there. And so then when you have the word such as thank you, you would hyperlink it, click enable as a hyperlink, scroll down to bookmark, and then bookmark name, you're going to go down to course my nephew Beckett. So now when you click thank you, it takes you there. Do you see that? So There's some other videos. Amazon has some good videos if you have Microsoft Word. I just had some trouble finding some stuff on Pages. So, anyways, this is a chance to preview and see what your book's going to look like. And I would recommend you going all the way through and just making sure everything looks the way you want it to, because the formatting will be changed. Um, so we're going to say everything's fine. Like I said, we've already published this book. It's already on sale as a Kindle right here. So we are going to save and continue. And once you save and continue, I believe you've already submitted it for review here. Kindle does review it. It usually doesn't take more than a few hours, like 12. I believe they say up to 48 hours, and I believe it just depends on how many other people are submitting their Kindle for review. So this is the next part once you submit it. Verifying your publishing territories. Select the territories for which you hold rights. Like I said, if you need to look at this, then do it. But unless you've sold this writing or purchased this writing, then you should have worldwide rights. I have worldwide rights on all my stuff. It's my stuff. I wrote it. I'm the only one that has any rights to it. I didn't sell it to anybody. It's my stuff. So I haven't published it anywhere else. It's only at Amazon. Number 8, choose your royalty. Your royalty is what you're going to get paid. You can do 35% or 70% royalty. Play around with some of this stuff. If you choose a 70% royalty, your price has to be between $2.99 and $9.99 currently. So anyways, you can play around with that stuff. And here is Amazon IN, which I believe is either, yeah, I'm assuming that's India. Yeah, India. And Amazon does go and get international sales for you. So just check these boxes if you want it to be a similar price, and they'll do the conversion based on US price. You can see. Oops. So, and here's some more information about pricing. Book lending, allow people to lend this book. We'll click the details. Enrollment in Kindle books. Lending will allow users to lend your book after purchasing it to their friends and family for a duration of 2 weeks. So I usually almost always check allow lending. Okay, and then this is where you submit it to review. By clicking save and publish below, you have all the rights necessary to make the content available. This is, once you click that and click save and publish, we're not going to do it because we've already published this book, but once you click save and publish, Kindle is going to, or Amazon rather, is going to review your Kindle and make sure it's compliant with all their guidelines and all their, make sure you're not writing bad things, and they're going to review it just to make sure you're doing what they want and producing something of value and something to make the world a better place. So, like I said, it takes 12 to 48 hours usually. It's typically not more than a night in my experience, and that's all you do. You click save and publish, and then typically the next day it'll be published and available just like this one is as the Kindle edition. So here's the paperback. I would encourage you to go ahead and write a book and publish it first as a book and then as a Kindle. I mean, there's no. I just think it adds a little bit more credibility and seems. Oh, geez, we took ours down. So we're going to actually have to republish this. Sorry. So as you can see, here's my other keywords. Oh, you're also going to have to pick a category. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. Category is kind of like, what is your book about? Like how to raise kids. I would think that would be family and relationships. And they have, here's your categories, and then you can choose within there. So ours, we have computers, web design, business and economics, entrepreneurship. So we like everything as is. We have already previewed this book before. We're going to go ahead and save and continue. It looks like if you go in and change anything, even just to make a YouTube video to show folks your Kindle will go into the draft mode. See, 12 to 48 hours, 12 to 48 hours, at least for English language. Right now it says publishing or in review. I wonder if I don't think that'll take it down once you actually have published it, but until it has been published, it won't be a Kindle when it's in review. It has to be approved first. So if you make like changes, you can resubmit it and they'll upload your new version of it, or like second edition or something. If you click reports here, you can see your month to date unit sales, the last 6 weeks, and for the last year. Let's go over here to CreateSpace real quick. CreateSpace.com is a Amazon company. And they provide a very easy way for you to publish your own book, and then an even easier way for you to publish your own book and transfer it over to a Kindle edition. So I just want to show you this real quick. We're going to log in, and as you can see, how to create a website is available. It's available to be purchased and sold. It's being sold. So if you want to see more about how to publish your own book, check out Dan Moskal University and check out this video, how to publish your book on Amazon. Because to publish it on Amazon, you're going to have to use CreateSpace if you're self-publishing. At least this is the easiest way. You know, it is an Amazon company that I've found. Where are we going here? Publish on Kindle. So once you publish your book, you literally just, this says manage my book because it's already published, but you just click send it over to Kindle, and then Kindle will have it show up, and this little circle thing right here means it came from, means it's like a real book, means it came from CreateSpace. One thing I do want to mention real quick, here is our final CreateSpace book. This is our real book. If you look down through here, it's just set up slightly differently in the fact that it's not the most Kindle friendly because it's a real book. It's not supposed to be published as a Kindle. When this was previewed on the Kindle, it looked really, it didn't look appropriate. Not to mention, I would encourage you to spend a few minutes and make a table of contents where folks can just click on and be taken to a section, you know. So for example, how to earn money with Google AdSense, boom, we just went to chapter 9. So anyways, you can see this all. My name is Dan Moskal, and if you would like to find out how to create a website and how you can earn money with Google AdSense, Amazon, your business, and more, check out my book at Amazon.com. It's also available in the Kindle. And if you Facebook friend us, Google Plus us, or follow us, sign up for our newsletter, we're going to give you a free copy of our upcoming book about how to write your own book and publish it at Amazon and on a Kindle. So anyways, thanks for watching. This is Dan Moskal. Please like this video, thumbs up it, share it with your friends and family, and have a awesome afternoon. Thanks.